Culture Dudes, we're here in Blackfriars in central London. It's a beautiful day and we're here to look at the city's most fascinating hidden alleys. Get ready for a thrilling journey through time, complete with tales of ancient pathways, financial fiascos, literary legends and a touch of the spooky. Let's dive in and uncover the stories that make London's alleys legendary. Vamos! Our first stop is Wine Office Court, a hidden gem just off Fleet Street. This narrow atmospheric passage is steeped in literary and cultural history. Wine Office Court gets its name from the Wine Office, a government office responsible for collecting taxes on wine. This lane has been a part of London's landscape since the 17th century, echoing its bustling past. First appearing in Ogilvy and Morgan's map in 1676, Wine Office Court was named after the premises that issued licenses for selling wine. The London residence of Bishops and Peterborough once stood here, and its extensive vaults still exist, now used as wine cellars by the Old Cheshire Cheese. The section of the Wine Office Court that extends eastward into Shoe Lane was once known as the King's Head Court, home to the shop of John Ogilvy, the writer, translator, printer, and map compiler, alongside his wife's grandson, William Morgan. From 1760 to 1762, Oliver Goldsmith lived at number 6 Wine Office Court with a relative of the bookseller John Newbery. The crown jewel here is the Old Cheshire Cheese, one of London's oldest and most iconic pubs. Rebuilt shortly after the Great Fire of London in 1666, it boasts a history that stretches even further back. Inside, you'll find narrow staircases, dark wood panelling, and cosy nooks that transport you back in time. Now, this pub has been a favourite haunt of many of the literary giants. Charles Dickens, Mark Twain, and Samuel Johnson all frequently drank at this spot. Now imagine what sort of conversation would have happened there. The area around Winehouse Court has a rich history of printing and publishing. Fleet Street was one of the epicenters of the British press for centuries, earning its reputation as the heart of journalism. The court features a mix of architectural styles with some buildings dating back several centuries. The blend of old and new gives Wine Office Court a unique character, preserving its historical essence amongst hidden development. Now, despite its central location, Wine Office Court remains a quiet and secluded spot. It's a popular destination for tourists seeking traditional London pubs and historical sites. Efforts have been made to preserve the court's historical character, ensuring that it retains its old world charm. Throughout the court, you'll find historical plaques and markers that tell its past, from its bustling hub of wine tax collection to its role in London's literary publishing history. Next up is Bleeding Heart Yard, located near Farringdon. This courtyard is rich with stories blending history, legend, and a touch of macabre. Bleeding Heart Yard dates back to the medieval period and is named after a grisly legend involving Lady Elizabeth Hatton. Her body allegedly was found here with her heart still beating after a brutal murder. This chilling story has been part of the yard's mystique for centuries. Once part of the original courtyard of Hatton House, Bleeding Heart Yard is located between Greville Street and Ely Place. Today, it's home to a pub, a restaurant, and jewellery shops. Hatton Garden is just around the corner, and other smaller businesses. However, the yard is rumoured to be haunted, a white ghost pumping the imaginary handle of an imaginary pump which never draws a drop, even of ghostly water. This ghost is said to be Lady Hatton, who supposedly made a pact with the devil to secure favours from Queen Elizabeth I for her husband, Christopher Hatton. Sir Christopher did indeed receive many favours, including the grant of Ely Place, the former palace of the Bishop of Ely. According to legend, Lady Hatton neglected to invite the devil to her housewarming party. Enraged, Satan crushed the event, snatched Lady Hatton, and escaped with her through the roof amidst a violent thunderstorm. When the shocked guests recovered and ventured outside, all they found was Lady Hatton's bleeding heart in the courtyard beside the pump. This story, recounted by Reverend Richard Barham in the Ingoldsby Legends, ends with a warning. The last piece of advice which I'd have you regard is, don't go off a night into Bleeding Heart Yard. It's a dark, little dirty, black, ill-looking square with queer people about, and unless you take care, you may find, when your pocket's cleaned out and left bare, that the iron one is not the only pump there. However, there is a twist to this tale. Sir Christopher Hatton was never married. The story likely stems from rumours about a later Lady Hatton who consulted a necromancer about her unhappy marriage, but died in her bed at the age of 68, heart presumably intact. The Ingoldsby Legends, a series of myths and legends and ghost stories and poems, includes a verse about Lady Hatton. They say, of poor Lady Hatton, it's needless to say, no traces have ever been found to this day, or the terrible dancer who whisked her away. But out in the courtyard, and just in the part where the pump stands, lay bleeding a large human heart. The yard's eerie charm caught the imagination of Christopher Dickens, who mentioned it in his novel Little Dorrit. Dickens's reference added to the literary fame of Bleeding Heart Yard, cemented its place in London's cultural lore. Today, Bleeding Heart Yard is known for its quaint restaurants and eateries, offering a serene dining experience amidst the bustling city. The Bleeding Heart restaurant is particularly notable for its romantic ambience and historical setting. The yard's cobblestones and period architecture enhance its historic atmosphere. A mix of old and new creates a unique charm and draws visitors looking for a quiet escape. Next, we have the charming Lovat Lane, nestled near the monument. This lane has been around since medieval times, and it is believed to follow the path of an ancient Roman road leading to the Thames. Walking here is like stepping into a time machine. These Georgian and Victorian buildings add so much character. And guess what? Despite being in the heart of the city, Lovat Lane is a surprisingly quiet and perfectly tranquil escape from the urban hustle. Now, Lovat Lane is in EC3, which is a postcode in central London. It was originally known as Love Lane due to the presence of prostitutes in the area. Now, the name was changed in 1939 to avoid confusion with another Love Lane in EC2. This change was requested by a company of fishmongers who proposed the name due to the large number of salmon arriving daily at Billingsgate from the fisheries owned by Lord Lovat. At the top of Lovat Lane, you'll find St. Mary at the Hill Church, dating back to the 15th century. This place has seen it all, from the medieval times to the Great Fire of London. A fun fact, Sir Christopher Wren, the genius behind St. Paul's Cathedral, helped rebuild it after the fire. Inside the church is a beautiful mix of medieval and Wren-era designs. It's like walking through a living history book. Now, if you're feeling peckish, Lovat Lane has got you covered with quaint pubs and eateries. These cobblestones have seen countless footsteps, from Roman soldiers to medieval traders to modern-day Londoners. With its picturesque quality, it's no wonder that Lovat Lane is a popular filming location. Period dramas such as Sherlock and A League of Gentlemen have been filmed here. The monument, designed by Sir Christopher Wren and Dr. Robert Hooke, commemorates the Great Fire and offers a stunning views of the city. You can see more about the monument in this video here. Welcome to St. Michael's Alley, one of the most charming and most historically rich alleys in the city of London. Nestled between Cornhill and Lombard Street, this alleyway is a hidden treasure trove of stories and significant landmarks. You can see our video about St. Michael's Church over here. The church has been rebuilt several times with its current structure, designed by Sir Christopher Wren after the Great Fire of London. The church is a stunning example of Wren's work, featuring beautiful interiors, an iconic spire, and it's a peaceful sanctuary amongst the bustling city streets. But the real star of St. Michael's Alley is Jamaica Wine House, affectionately known as the Jam Pot. Opened in 1652, it was the site of London's first coffee house, established by a Turkish merchant named Pasqua Rosé. Now imagine the buzz and excitement as Londoners tasted coffee for the first time. Most of these patrons were involved in the trade with Jamaica. The coffee house was but still damaged in the Cornhill Fire of 1748 and served not only as a business address for traders, but also as a place where letters to and from the island could be exchanged. According to Roach's handbook of 1793, the best rum could be obtained at the Jamaica Coffee House, and it was frequented by aquatic captains in the trade of the island. By the mid-19th century, the Jamaica Coffee House was still the go-to place for information about Jamaica, shipping lists and mail packets on the West Indies station. The Jamaica Wine House, established in 1869, now stands on this historic site. Inside the Jamaica Wine House retains the old world charm with dark wood paneling, cozy seating and a vibrant atmosphere. This spot has been a gathering place for traders, merchants and city workers for centuries, making it a living piece of history. St. Michael's Alleyway is also home to other historical pubs and eateries, each with its own stories and character. Walking through this alley, you can almost hear the echoes of past conversations and feel the rich history seeping through the bricks. Now, whether you're here for a pint, a bite to eat, or simply to soak in the history, St. Michael's Alley offers a unique, enchanting experience. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of London's past and present. For our final stop, we're at the intriguing Exchange Alley, also known as Change Alley. This narrow, winding passageway was the epicenter of London's financial district in the 17th and 18th centuries. Change Alley was the birthplace of London's financial markets. Now imagine these narrow passages bustling with traders, brokers and merchants. It was the Wall Street of its time, where fortunes were made and lost. The alley is famous for its coffee houses, which served as informal stock exchanges. Lloyd's Coffee House, which stood here, evolved into Lloyd's of London, the world-famous renowned insurance company. Coffee houses like Jonathan's and Garraway's were buzzing with financial activity. Garraway's Coffee House, established in 1669, started with fur sales for the Hudson's Bay Company. It was a venue for auctioning ships and holding by-the-candle sales of sugar, coffee, textiles, spices, and salvaged goods, including damaged rice. In the 1670s, tea was sold here for £10 a pound, with Thomas Garraway being the first in England to retail tea, touting it as a cure for disorders. The coffee house was also famous for its cherry wine, its sandwiches, sherry, pale ale, and punch. An advertisement in the Times on 9th of November 1796 mentioned the sale of Garraway's of 11 properties, including a renter's share in the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, and the family house at number 47 Chancery Lane. By the 19th century, merchants, drug brokers, turkey merchants, and shipbrokers were using Garraway's as an address. The coffee house was familiar to Charles Dickens and is mentioned in his works, The Pickwick Papers, and also Martin Chuzzlewit and Little Dorrit, which we mentioned earlier. In The Uncommercial Traveller, where the crypt of the building is described, Charles Dickens wrote, "There is an old monastery crypt under Garraway's. I have been in it among the port wine, and perhaps Garraway's, taking pity on the mouldy men who wait in its public rooms all their lives, gives them cool house room down there on Sundays." Garraway's closed in 1872 and was later demolished to make way for Martin's Bank. Now, I want you to picture this: traders shouting, deals being made, and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. These spots were the birthplace of the modern stock market. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. In 1720, Exchange Alley was at the heart of the infamous South Sea bubble. This speculative frenzy saw the stock of the South Sea Company skyrocket and then plummet, wiping out fortunes overnight. Investors were lured by promises of immense wealth, only to see their investments evaporate. The aftermath of the South Sea bubble led to significant changes in financial regulation. Today, plaques in the Exchange Alley commemorate this dramatic episode, reminding us of the risks and rewards of financial speculation. The alley still retains its historical charm, with many buildings dating back to the 17th and 18th century. Now, these narrow pathways reflect the medieval street layout of London. But during the Blitz in World War II, parts of Exchange Alley were damaged, but much of its historical essence has been preserved. Now, despite the wartime damage, Exchange Alley was meticulously restored and continues to serve as pedestrian thoroughfare, surrounded by financial institutions and modern office buildings. So there we have it, Culture Dudes. We've rambled through the hidden alleys of London, uncovering secrets and stories that span centuries. Thanks for joining us on this winding journey through time. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to leave any comments. What took your interest? If there's anything you would like us to look at next, please also mention that below. So yeah, until next time, thank you very much, and we'll see you around.